Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Rakakwadash. The honors to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and sincerity. Lesson will be entitled, Scripted or Not, You Be the Judge. Lord will, you are edified. Our use first video comes from the platform TikTok. Ahead the spread. As you can see, NBA is rigged. 5.5. I know it. I know it. The spread. Check this out. Draymond is talking to who? The Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay, and he plays for who? Golden State. So he said 5.5, I know it. I know it. The spread. And of course he got fined. So he actually said 5.5. I know it, the spread. Vegas wins again.
Refs can't find.
Another video. NBA is rigged. He was the previous commissioner, okay, prior to the one the NBA has now. I forgot his name.
And as best as we can tell, law enforcement can't find it. So I accept the prevailing view.
In this video, we're going to break down real stories from guys who've been on the court or behind the scenes. Players, refs, and insiders who claim the league is tilted. From big market teams supposedly getting all the calls, to entire playoff series feeling like they've been decided before the ball even went up. We're covering it all. And once you hear these stories, you'll never watch a game the same way again. Trust me on that. Half-court shot! Good! For decades, going back to like the Magic Bird era, dudes have been whispering that the NBA is more about money and storylines than straight up hoops. But instead of jumping on random fan theories, today we got actual receipts from people in the middle of the action. It's one thing for a fan on Twitter to say, we got robbed by the refs, but it's a whole different level when a ref himself or an NBA All-Star is out here saying, man, we pretty much had no shot unless we beat the other team by 15, and we'll break down exactly what he meant.
They would show you plays and say, this was a foul that was missed, and these three referees missed this play. Make sure you don't let this happen tonight. Make sure you call this when this happens.
So does the NBA really tell refs to give superstar calls to certain players? Was that 2012 Game 7 legit?
I remember seeing Monte Ellis here in Jackson. This was some years ago. But he was saying that Kobe Bryant, at the time frame, you could not touch him. He said in these words, Kobe, you can't touch that motherfucker. And I quote, okay, Kobe, you can't touch that motherfucker.
Or was it rigged so LeBron and the Heat could move on?
Every season is like a movie, and I'm like living in it. Like I'm the star in the movie. Like it feels dope as shit. I be feeling like Batman. I feel like Batman.
So every year it's a movie. What's the movie? The NBA. And he's the star. He's telling you he's the star. And on his back he has what? A tattoo, chosen. Or chosen one. On the back of his fucking back. It has what? Chosen one.
And Black Panther, all them,
Yes.
all of them,
Yes.
every single, like.
It's also a topic of conversation to talk about the serious amount of money that comes in when a playoff series.
And I remember one time when LeBron James had lost. I think he was playing Golden State for the championship. And a reporter asked him what happened. He said, ask Adam Silverman. And who is Adam Silverman? Okay, the present NBA commissioner.
series go 6 or 7 games instead of 4 or 5. From Tim Donaghy's gambling scandal to what players are saying about how they go into games so the game isn't decided by the refs, we're about to get into it all.
So prior to the scandal breaking, he was actually seen as a pretty good ref. Tim Donaghy was not only just betting on the games, but he was also refereeing games in which he had a stake in the outcome.
Starting off with the man who had all the power, Tim Donaghy. He's the ex-NBA ref who got caught betting on games he officiated. That alone is crazy enough. But the real bombshell is him saying that the league straight up encourages refs to favor certain players and certain teams to keep things profitable.
I was not actually in these games fixing the games and throwing calls to win a bet.
You expect us to believe that you did nothing.
Imagine your supervisor is telling you, don't call so many fouls on Jordan. He's the ticket seller. That's basically what Donaghy claimed was happening behind closed doors. Tim Donaghy shared an instance where he called a foul on Michael Jordan's famous spin move in a Bulls game. Phil Jackson apparently lost his mind. And Donaghy says that other refs pulled him aside and were like, bro, you do not make that call on Michael Jordan.
Phil Jackson comes flying off the bench and he starts giving me shit. And I said, wait a second, Phil, you know as well as I do, that's the spin move that they're telling us to call. And he said, they may want that play called, but they certainly don't want it called on him. And he pointed at Jordan, who walked by and just stared at me.
According to Tim Donaghy, that type of special treatment applied to stars like Kobe, LeBron, or whoever was the face of the league at the time.
Now remember what I said that Monte Ellis said, and I witnessed Monte saying this. Okay, I seen him saying this. I heard him saying this.
Now, Tim Donaghy ended up with a prison sentence for the gambling side of this. Some people says that kills his credibility. Understood. Others point out that because he was literally in the middle of it, he knew the inside of how the league operated. He kept insisting entire playoff series were swayed for bigger markets and higher ratings. And honestly, once you hear and see that, when looking at our league today, it's hard to unsee. You ever notice how certain high-profile playoff series always seem to go down to Game 7s? Is that just the hype of the big game competition, or is some...
All right, so let's go to another one. NFL uses magnets, and I heard the same for the NBA. Check this out.
body...
Okay, I gotta say something. This going back to rookie year when we played y'all. When we was...
Now, Lamar Jackson is the quarterback for Baltimore Ravens.
The game was about to get tied, right? It looked like something just beautiful football.
Well, he's been
off the goal
the uprights during the course
so,
of the game.
the extra point. Bro,
It's like a
I said I gotta be a
golf
repeat.
swing right there. That thing just sliced to the right.
Restart the game from
Some ain't
you know
right.
how back in the days, man, like 2008, you had a little X and you get to replay that play.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it was no win, though.
Bro,
Like,
that
how
game was
it
a war
going.
of attrition.
And as a kicker, you
Bro.
kind of know, right? If you hit the ball well, you shouldn't have that look.
It fucked him up. It fucked him up because he did not know the script. And that's the reason why he was looking like this. Because he said, how the fuck did this happen? And just like one of the commentators said, as a kicker, you know when it's a good kick by the way it comes off your foot. So that's the reason why he's looking like this.
On your face, so it looks like Justin Tucker
And what did Lamar Jackson say? There was no wind.
really felt like he hit that ball the way he needed to hit it.
Okay, I gotta say something.
So scripted or not, you be the judge, right? So with that being said, Nahum 3-1. Woe to the bloody city, America. It is all full of lies, from its history all the way to the current state of sports. Okay, the NFL, the NBA is rigged. All right, baseball is rigged, right? And even when you go into boxing, what did Bud Crawford say? It's a dirty business. Political. Okay, when cats say shit is political, they're telling you that the higher ups control shit. okay? And it's based on their opinions, their judgments, okay? And guess what? Some players carry it out, right? They take backdoor deals. Because think about this. If everybody knows the script, to lose, it would not be believable. So you pay off one person to throw the game, but everybody else on the team doesn't know. That way it's believable. However, the person that's throwing the game, right, he's not playing as hard, okay? Just like James Harden. No, years ago I said this. You mean to tell me that, what season was that? He was like fucking unguardable. He was unfucking guardable. And then he gets to the playoffs and just nut up. So what's the fucking difference? And I know people may say, hey, well, you know, things slow down in the playoffs. But wait a minute, this man was unguardable, right? And every time he gets to the playoffs, what happens? He doesn't show up. So is it based on his mindset or skill set, or is it based on he's getting a call, and from that call, he's instructed on what to do, and he's getting paid for following these instructions, okay? He's getting paid for following these instructions. So again, woe to the bloody city, America. It is all full of lies. Everything that's in America, okay, is based on deception, excluding this truth. Because Revelation chapter 6, right? Hurt not the wine, this truth. So this truth is preserved, okay? It's the only pure thing that we have. So when you're making a bet on sports, okay, fuck picking your favorite team. You better pick who you think they're picking. That's what we do down here. So again, woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey depart not. And who's the prey? The Israelites, okay? But guess what? We are coming into the time frame of Yahushua's second arrival. And the prey will finally depart. I got one more. Second Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? So we know how Satan is the physical counterpart of the Edomites, okay? And with that being said, you have the elite, okay, in the world of sports. And these Edomites control every fucking thing, right? The scriptures classify Esau as the god of this world, going into what? Going back to his blessing. So with that being said, he controls everything. Job 9:24, every fucking thing. The only thing that is pure, okay, in this world is the truth. Now, there's nothing wrong with watching sports for entertainment, right? But never, 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 believe this shit. It's an old saying, believe nothing what you hear and half what you see. Lord, will you were edified, scripted or not, you be the judge. Shalom.